like a stunned UST crowd right here as they have been overwhelmed by really offense from Ateneo.
We've seen, excellent offense from Ateneo, not just from one player, but you see a lot of them really had a good execution. But I think one thing we should also note is the fact that ang ganda rin ng reception ng Ateneo.
Correct.
That's why they're able to set up these good plays.
They are the best receiving team in the league. Ateneo might surprise some people because it's also the one criticism against Ateneo this year is that they've had some faulty receptions in their losses against UST and in their tough games against teams like FEU or Adamson where they were stretched for 5 sets. But when they receive well, they're number 1 in that department and everything flows from there.
That's right. So it's actually a non-scoring skill, but it's actually something that's very important and it worked very well for them in the second set. On the other hand, for UST, it was a totally different UST squad that we've seen. Body language pa lang, kita mo na, they're not as aggressive as they would usually be. And but looking at the numbers, ito yung maganda, they were able to keep it close with Ateneo in terms of attacks. But what made the difference here for Ateneo was their excellent blocking as well as scoring some points at the service area.
5 unforced errors, meaning they had a lot of good reception, as we said. That's 9 points just from those stats on your screens alone. 9 points separating those two teams. And well, it was a big enough win for Ateneo in the second set. UST has to dig down deep. In the changeover earlier during the timeout, wala to sa TV, I saw Micah Ortiz shouting at the other girls and, saying, puso, puso. Na. Medyo magkaroon naman sila ng konting laban because I don't think people expected this today. But it looks like Ateneo looks very, very focused and sharp, especially offensively. Now always the question, can they finish the job? That is what we still have to see. But you make the point about receiving, not a point skill. But I think it's really very important, especially for such an offensive team like Ateneo, kasi marami silang weapon.
And the only way for them to utilize all these weapons would be, for them to actually have a good service reception. Now for UST, I think what's important here in the third set is to ensure that they won't let Ateneo take a big lead, just like what happened in the first 2 sets.
That's a great
Kailangan
point.
nito, sabayan nila talaga. If not, unahan nila and take the lead.
And then let the crowd, get the crowd in it, and then sa dulo, maybe pull off the run from under Ateneo, and then you just might see a turn of events.
Right. We also need to see their key attackers step up. Kasi nung second set, medyo nawala. They were a bit quiet. We didn't feel their presence as much.
So UST with the early lead here. Make that 2-point lead. 3 serving 1.
That point courtesy of Maru Banatikla. Well, I think UST has realized, how critical rather this set is. They're already down first 2 sets. Third set is their last chance to extend this game, but that
what a
error.
waste! What a waste! Unable to consolidate the previous point with a service error. Hirotsuji has not been in the first 2 sets, huh?
It has been De Leon that Coach Oji Mamon.
There's no injury. From what we hear, it's a coach's decision. Maybe Coach Mamon still doesn't feel the need to put her in. Let's see what happens as Banatikla coils for this one.
This is what they need, especially at this point in the game.
Look at the full swing from Maru.
The reach also.
It's a thing of beauty when it's executed perfectly, as you look at Midori Hirotsuji. Ferrer.
Oh, look at the block.
Point to save. Ortiz puts it away.
And this is the kind of
look at them.
game that you want to see from UST. Also, the attitude is very, very different. You see them running around the court when they get a point.
It's like they have the 2-0 lead.
And this is what the crowd wants as well. I mean, now the crowd is cheering.
Yung pep squad nila, bumaba na yung iba dito sa section na malapit-lapit sa atin, trying to egg the crowd on.
But it's the service errors.
Oh, that's killing them, right?
It's killing them now.
Let's check in with Jazz Reyes now.
Thanks, Boom. So one thing that Coach Roger does not want to see the girls happening is a slow execution of plays. Dapat walang pause. Dapat walang maglalakad-lakad lang. And the Lady Eagles' energy is also on overdrive in the past sets and right now. And one reason that is getting them this emotional high is probably their need to avenge themselves today from their last game against UST. But Coach Roger reminds the girls that the reason why they lost is that they lost their character during their previous games. It was because they lacked the confidence. Today, it seems like they have not to be too overconfident. And remember that set 3 doesn't equal to a win just yet. Buminan?
Thank you very much, Jazz. Well, while she was reporting an incredible block by Phil St. Kang left on Ortiz to get the point, but UST gets it back early on here in the third set. They're in the driver's seat. 6 serving 4. UST coming alive. Caballero says too easy. Ingrid goes for the angle. 3-point lead, the biggest lead of UST in this whole game.
Now the big question for UST is if they can sustain the same momentum all throughout the third set.
I love that. I love that dig from Caballero.
He made it look like in the past, if you would watch games, if you're a volleyball player, volleyball players would say puto. Puto ka. If you get a good dig. During the time of Doc Ian, ganun.
Puti pa bola nun eh.
Puti pa yung bola nun eh. During his time.
We're taking it easy on Doc Ian dahil nagpakain siya. Ay, salamat pala. Thank you very much.
You had to feed yourself.
Kami pa lang ni Ann eh. Parang 4 na tao na yung pinapasorry ah. Ninalaglag ba kita sa ere, Ann? Alam na nila eh. Alam na naman nila yan about you eh.
My appetite.
Yes. So it's like feeding 4 people, me and Ann Remulla. In the meantime, feeding off the crowd are the UST Tigresses, up 3 early in the third.